What's going on, everybody? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can totally hear me. Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to be watching Trump and New York City Mayor Mamdani meet at the White House. It is going to be... I'm thinking it's going to be something similar to like Zelensky and Trump when they first met. But who knows? Like, actually, who knows? We'll see what they end up talking about, what they say. We're going to be covering this meeting that happens today, y'all. We'll be covering this meeting between Trump and Mamdani, and we'll just be breaking it down. It's going to be a historic meeting because there's been like a lot of shit talk, right? There's been so much shit talk from Trump to Mamdani, and finally they're going to meet face to face. So we'll see what it's all about. They should be meeting, I think, sometime within the next hour. So we'll be live, doing live coverage of it. And if there's any other breaking news, we will also just cover that. So it's at the White House. Trump and Mamdani meet today on November 21st. Yeah, it's going to be good. It is going to be good. Let me see if I can make a quick thumbnail for the stream, though. I don't have a thumbnail, but I'll just make a real quick one. Gotta make the stream look good. I wonder if this is okay, though. Let me see how this looks on mobile. I need to see how my stream... I'm doing... This is... So, we're doing a regular stream, right? But it's not really a regular stream like how I usually do it. How the heck did I do that? I'm testing new things. I'm testing things here and there. So we will see if I can pull this off. Yo, what up, Lou? We're gonna be watching Trump and Mamdani meet for the first time. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna be doing that, and then we'll just see. I'm doing this is sort of like a test stream, is what I was saying. You can see it, like I changed the cam. There's the thing on the bottom with the ticker, the context box over there. I'm trying to figure out a good way to get put back into the YouTube algorithm, because I mean, we're not being pushed into the YouTube algorithm. So I'm testing things. I'm seeing what we can actually do here to fix that. It needs to be fixed. So but right now I need to make a thumbnail. This is one thing I need to get good at, is making thumbnails. But besides that, for the people just tuning in, we are going to be watching Trump and Mamdani meet for the first time in the White House. What's going to be talked about? What are they gonna flame each other? Are they gonna be toxic? What is gonna end up happening, y'all? Welcome, y'all. Sorry, I'm not talking too much right now. I'm trying to create a thumbnail for the stream. It'll be quick. I'm almost done, actually. Welcome, y'all. What's going on, guys? Trump's gonna be friendly even though he be talking crazy? Yeah, that's how it always ends up being, right? That's how he always ends up being.
What's the word?
But we'll see.
Confidence is high.
All right. Oh, let me do one more thing.
So you can see return. Is that the 800? Gentillo and I have been trying to get them to get us belt notes. Belt notes.
Oh, you guys can see the mouse when it does that. So yeah, like I said, this was just a quick one. This was a quick one. I went live really quickly because I wanted to see if these changes are gonna do anything to the YouTube algorithm. I'm hoping that they do. We'll test them with the protest later as well. Yeah, we'll see though. Like, is Mamdani gonna flame him back after all these times? Dude, who knows? Shit's crazy these days. It's like all for entertainment. They might actually be aware, you know, of the it's like there's a meta for getting clicks. You just clip. Like, you want to make clips. So they're gonna clip the fuck out of this meeting, I bet. There's gonna be like a lot of hot moments easily. Let me see if I can fix this though. Window. There we go. Oh, I changed it. This one. There we go. No such thing as bad publicity. That's true, dude. That's what they say. The ticker down there is like, I had it ready and prepared for Broadview and Portland, but I didn't change it for this. I don't really need to change it either, because breaking news is meant for, like, a ticker like this for breaking news is meant for to update people on other things, not what we are currently watching. So let's see how this ends up doing. And the live coverage thing as well is supposed to, like, it's good to have this live coverage thing, that the box over there. Good to have it all the way over there, because YouTube's AI, whenever it reads the video, like, it's gonna, and we're streaming protests, it will see, oh, okay, like, this is just news commentary, basically. Who the hell is this guy? Kevin? Answer him, buddy.
Tom are saying he's already in, and he came in another weird entrance. Gershon and Tom said that somebody told them he already's in.
Mamdani's already inside the building? No way.
Where else would be another entrance even? Over here and drive up the driveway? The only other way in would be come up 15th and... No, they didn't see him. They said that people are telling them that he came in already and he came in a different entrance. No, they said he came in a different entrance from that all completely. But I don't know where that would be. I guess you'd come in 15th, drive up the south lawn.
Hey, Carl, it's Dano. I want to give you a mic check on White House TX4 from the stakeout. Alrighty.
Alrighty-o. I was watching, what was I watching yesterday? A little bit of Broadview. yesterday. It was kind of dead. Same with Portland. So I didn't even bother streaming that. But I know, like, obviously on Fridays we get pretty crazy in Portland. So that's gonna be something we'll stream later on for sure. Let's see what else we can watch while we wait, though. What is there?
Microphone check. This is a
Oh wait, shit is happening in Broadview right now. Let me do this. Let me bring up the...
Say that again. Hang up the phone.
Hold up, let me
call you back. Okay. Doing that now.
Yeah, my computer might actually blow up because of all this shit. I never thought I would need another monitor, but if I'm gonna be doing all of this, I'm definitely gonna need another monitor.
Microphone test for AP television news. Check.
All right, let's look at this.
I'm in the protest zone. Don't touch me. I am in the protest zone. Do we have his glasses?
Well, this is Broadview ICE facility.
Do I at least have his glasses, guys? Or did you break them?
Where did they go? I looked over the barrier and I didn't see them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it would be nice to have Miranda rights. He's an American citizen.
Carrying them out.
I didn't hear anything.
Thank you for your service, man. You're a hero.
Yep. You're on the right side against the little girl shirt.
Well, it looks like.
At least you didn't. Did you break them?
Okay, leave gentle with those.
No, that's what I had just asked. Okay. And here's all his equipment going with him.
His equipment is returned. That
Yes.
Is was that $300 wagon and a $300 speaker?
Oh, probably more than that for the
Yeah,
speaker.
probably nearly thousands. I know how they steal stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you too. Okay, I just wanted to say that.
I'm glad you did, because again, I'm live. I might be shaken, but I'm live.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I wasn't expecting that, but
No, everything's been quiet up to now.
yeah, completely quiet. Like, he was just playing music,
He was standing on the wall.
which you're allowed to do even if you...
Standing on the wall. Oh, now look at how many we have. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 officers for one man on a wall. 19.
At all. He's
19 officers. And he did not bite him. He bent his finger back. Different.
They were making him like...
Yes, they bent his finger back. It was not a bite. They bent his finger back.
I literally could...
I know.
He got it, but his jacket was over his mouth.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, really?
He would not have
Okay.
been.
See?
Just. You see?
How peaceful we are. How that was so unnecessary.
They didn't like the music. They didn't like the music.
So this is the breaking news right here. This is breaking news right now. Broadview. Broadview's getting pretty
I
crazy
don't know who
right
it
now.
was. I think I've seen him out here
In
a few times,
Broadview,
but
it was silent most of the morning, but they just took away a protester. The police just took a protester, and so they had to carry him away, actually. And yeah, It was crazier. Well, not crazier, but there were a lot more protesters here earlier. I wonder what he actually did. He just sat on the wall. But we have Where's Nana right here, and then Mercado Media in DC. Where's Nana is in Broadview, and Mercado Media is in DC. Check it out. So this is actually breaking news right now.
Got like 10 times as many police
Well,
officers.
sure. They've been here since 6:30 this morning with nothing to do.
Yeah, they felt like they.
Yeah.
So we are still going to watch Trump and Mamdani though. We're just
I
waiting
haven't
for that to
trusted them
start
in a
up.
long time.
I still trusted
Nope.
them.
I mean, they'll stand in front of you and say, I'm allowed to lie to you.
I've needed their help before.
Oh, yeah, but
And I want to be able to trust them.
not anymore. I have totally lost trust in all of them. Absolutely all of them. They lie to suit their own.
She's sitting on the barrier now as well. I wonder if they're gonna take her too.
Okay, so how do we know that? Yeah,
And he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I want to believe you, but I need to see it.
yeah. Let somebody in. Let somebody in. No.
Every time
Let the
I
Red
saw
Cross
him,
in.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you been inside? Have you seen for your own two eyes? No. So
Well, I heard that there was a family just taken the other night from Brighton Park, I want to say. They broke into their house and took them. It was on Reddit. They had the video. The neighbors were screaming because they were out there with AK-47s or AR-15s. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. At nighttime.
All right.
Break-
All right. Let's check this out right here. We'll take that off. Pull this back up. There's not much else happening on Nana's stream. Oh look, here's the feed. Still waiting for Trump or for Mamdani to arrive at the White House. Everyone is streaming this meeting. It's popular right now. Everyone wants to see Trump and Mamdani meet. Trump called Mamdani a 100% communist lunatic and total nut job. Mamdani's called Trump's administration authoritarian and described himself as Donald Trump's worst nightmare. Chat, so this isn't bait. This is actually going to be... They might actually duke it out over here. They might actually be fighting each other a few seconds in the White House. It's possible. Their first ever meeting scheduled for Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern at the White House could be a curious and combustible affair. Interesting. Who do I have money on? I have money on Mamdani. Trump's too old, man. Trump's too old. He ain't got the moves like how he was when he's young. Mamdani's like 30. How old is Mamdani? 33? 34? Ah, come on, man. The younger guy always wins. Let's see here, chat. Hold up. Let me see. Despite months of casting each other as prime adversaries, the Republican president and new Democratic star have also indicated an openness to finding areas of agreement that help the city they both called home. Right. 175. 1 second, y'all. Trump, in a Fox News radio interview Friday morning, said he expected the meeting will be quite civil. See, backtracking now. All that shit talk he was doing. This and that and this. Oh, no, we're going to be pretty civil. Nah, call him a fucking... Call him a communist lunatic to his face. Come on, man. We want the content. We want the content. Yes, we do. We want the content now, mother trucker. I think we'll get along fine. He said, look, we're looking for the same thing. We want to make New York strong. Hold on, let's make sure we're not missing it. Okay. He said the mayor-elect has a different philosophy, but said he gives him a lot of credit for his campaign and said he ran a good race. Yeah, that's good. He's giving him props and stuff like that, so I mean, he knows. He knows he ran a good race. Trump, when asked about some of Mamdani's comments challenging him directly, said, I'm a little hard, too, in all fairness. Mamdani, a Democratic socialist who takes office in January, said he sought the meeting with Trump to talk about ways to make New York City more affordable. Trump has said he may want to help him out, although he has also falsely labeled Mamdani as a communist and threatened to yank federal funds from his hometown. Damn. Just making sure we're not missing this, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is 7,000 viewers. 7,000 viewers on this for this meeting. That's insane. That is actually insane. Like, wow. This is going to be a good one. Let's make sure we don't miss it. Let's put this on. If they don't come back in a couple minutes, or if the meeting doesn't start in a couple of minutes, we will hop over and we'll read that article again. That's bullshit, bro. dude, what is going on, man? Civil with a communist. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, he needs to just tell him straight up. Call him a communist lunatic to his face. I dare you, dude. Please give us this content. We need it. We need it, Trump. Or Mamdani. Mamdani just be like, hey, aren't you saying all this crazy shit about me, buddy? They said the meeting starts at 2 p.m. No, 3 p.m. Eastern. That is in 15 minutes. So. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, something's happening.
I know. I was like, oh my god, how do you upgrade it? Oh my gosh.
She downgraded. Yeah.
See, look up the
Right.
my camera today.
Not even as big as the lens she
I
had.
don't know this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
We're impressed. The camera's bigger than her.
It scared the shit out of me. I won't even lie. They turned it up fucking all the way up. All right, let's give it a... I guess let's... It's 15 minutes. Let's do a little more reading. What's up, Marlon? Trump loomed large over the mayoral race this year, and on the eve of the election, endorsed independent candidate and former Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo, predicting the city has zero chance of success or even survival if Mamdani won. He also questioned the citizenship of Mamdani, who was born in Uganda and became a naturalized American citizen after graduating from college, and said he'd have him arrested if he followed through on threats not to cooperate with immigration agents in the city. I didn't know that. That's fucked up. That's messed up. Mamdani beat back a challenge from Cuomo, painting him as a puppet for the president, and said he would be a mayor who can stand up to Donald Trump and actually deliver. He declared during one primary debate, "I am Donald Trump's worst nightmare." As a progressive Muslim immigrant who actually fights for the things that I believe in, the president, who has long used political opponents to fire up his backers, predicted Mamdani will prove to be one of the best things to ever happen to our great Republican Party, as Mamdani upended the Democratic establishment by defeating Cuomo, and his far-left progressive policies provoked infighting. Trump repeatedly has cast Mamdani as the face of Democratic Party. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. He's saying he's the face of the Democratic Party. That's interesting. That is actually interesting. I didn't know Trump looked. I thought Trump thought he was a joke. For Mamdani, a sit down with the President of the United States offers the state lawmaker, who until recently was relatively unknown, the chance to go head to head with the most powerful person in the world. The meeting gives Trump a high-profile chance to talk about affordability at a time when he's under increasing political pressure to show he's addressing voter concerns about the cost of living. True, Trump can spin it, and, you know, he can turn this meeting into his favor. And that's if the meeting doesn't turn rocky. Yeah. I don't think it actually will, but maybe. I mean, I wanted to because it's content, but they're just sweet talking to each other now. At least that's what the article makes it seem like. Let's make sure we're not missing nothing.
Throw in the YMCA song. It's an eclectic bunch of songs. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, do you have a problem that you need to do right now? Yeah. I totally get it. Now they just kind of. I mean, it's been kind of clamped down for his first term is really what they.
You would rather Mamdani and Trump fight than Trump and another world leader? I mean, we saw that happen already with Zelensky and Trump. We did see that. That was content. Everybody loved that.
Yeah, that's your boy. He traded out. He put a smaller one in, and he put the big one over there.
I don't know why yeah, I know he traded out. This was over here.
This is where he traded it out. The big one had been here, and he took it from here and put this one in its place.
I still have Where's Nana's stream up in Broadview.
When I came out here, the big one was here.
We could check it out.
Seeing me, if you look at the AP feed, you should be seeing me. Yep, yeah. So that's you.
I swear I didn't do it.
Let's see what's happening in Broadview real quick. I'm keeping an eye on the meeting, okay? Just in
That's actually an
case it
ambulance
starts.
down there for the sheriff that's said that he was allegedly bit by the protester, even though no one saw signs of that actually happening.
Breaking news.
Sorry, guys.
What do they do? Do they use tear gas?
No. If it's somebody inside, they'll pull it into the side yard. So, right. They would never do it out in front. Yeah.
Now all the people at that other location where they're doing the same that they were doing here,
Right.
they're all going crazy. They're all
Yeah.
scared. They're like
Sure.
Let's listen and see
Like
what's
we
going
had
on
it
here.
first, right? Yeah.
Or a cape, or that have superpowers. It's the people who wake up every day, who make their own lunches, who lace up their boots or put up their hair, and who work tirelessly to provide for their families and to keep this country running. This isn't about parties. This is bigger than politics. This is about protecting our Constitution, the protective armor that shields all of humanity from tyranny. That is the America that I grew up in. That is the America that as a veteran I swore an oath to protect. And that, my friends, is the America that I'm fighting to bring back. So today I proudly stand before you all to demand the impeachment, conviction, and removal of the entire Trump regime. And I invite you to chant so loud that Trump himself can hear it today over in the White House. Say it with me now. Impeach, convict, remove. One more time. Impeach, convict, remove. Last time. Impeach, convict, remove. Thank you. I'm Russell Cleveland, running for U.S. House, Montana District 1. Let's get it done.
Hell yeah. Listen, we've already given the color guard their props. We've already given our speakers their props. I don't want this to be missed. We appreciate you guys pulling up. So give yourself a fucking a round of applause.
Give me 1 sec.
Listen, we're at a time in America where if you don't show up now, it's going to be too late. So everybody here made the decision to get up and show up. Thank you. Our next speaker is a Marine Corps veteran. Today, this will mark his 60th protest. We hear you, Marines. Today will mark his 60th protest since the 14th of March. And American opposition founder Carlos Alvarez Araños, sorry, Carlos, once said about this guy, he's a force of nature, is how he described him. So please help me welcome Sergeant Rhodes.
Some of you know who I am already. I'm Sergeant Rhodes, U.S. Marine Corps Combat.
The Trump Mamdani meeting should be starting in 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, Trump and Mamdani are going to be meeting at the White House. That's the That's what the schedule says. Could be a little late. Could be a little earlier. But 6 minutes.
Our Constitution to this federal administration, and those that do not wish to take those laws that we wrote and put them into effect to protect the people of the United States, the people inside our borders who are trying to have an honest, well-meaning life, those people who need our protection, the laws are for them. And if you cannot vote to impeach this orange clown, we will replace you. I'm not long-winded. I'm not up here to make a speech. I'm really not. I'm up here to remind you why you're here. You're here because he is not a dictator yet. And we are going to do everything that is humanly possible to make sure that never happens. If he was the dictator, hold on, if he was the dictator that he thinks he is, we could not be here. And that is the proof that we have more power than this motherfucker. Tomorrow, if you guys were here yesterday, if you're here today and you think this is amazing, tomorrow, I need everybody that can get to D.C. to flood these fucking streets. If you live in driving distance, get in your car and get it to D.C. At 12 o'clock noon, I need you at the Lincoln Memorial because we are shutting this shit down. I fucking love every one of you. I will die for you before I let this motherfucker take over. Sergeant Rhodes, see you in the fucking streets.
Wait, what is that? What is this? What is this costume? Oh wait, I think that person was there like weeks ago too. It's like
All right, all. I am going to call it this
Dark
time.
Souls.
No matter what
costume, I
happens. I am done for today. That was enough. Everyone have a great night. Thank you, mods, for being in. I will be out again tomorrow morning.
All right, very nice.
Bright and early.
Very nice. We're still waiting. We have 3 minutes for this meeting to happen, y'all. 3 minutos. Yeah, that was it. We'll go back to the protest if the meeting doesn't start in a couple of minutes, but yeah, we want to see this meeting and how things play out.
This one's ours, right? I just the tag got moved. I just want to make sure. Okay, got it. There he is.
It's about to be time, but I don't think they're ready. He hasn't even showed up yet.
What's your read? Do I need to sit? Okay. Yeah, of course. But you're not going to go shoot. Oh, okay. Okay, you don't have a read.
Let's read more of the article then, because he's not showing up just yet. Mamdani said Thursday he was not concerned about... Wait. We left off right here. It was not immediately clear whether cameras will be allowed into the meeting. No, they're gonna be allowed into the meeting. Trump's daily schedule said it will be private, but the president often invites in a small pool of reporters at the last minute. Wait, so it's not even confirmed that this meeting's gonna be live, but everyone is fucking live. The president has had some dramatic public Oval Office face-offs this year, including an infamously heated exchange with Ukrainian President Zelensky in March. In May, Trump dimmed the lights while meeting with South African President Ramaphosa and played a 4-minute video. Oh, yeah. That was insane. Making widely rejected claims that South Africa is violently prosecuting the country's white African minority farmers. I forgot about that. A senior Trump administration official who spoke on condition of anonymity to describe the internal discussions Trump had not put a lot of thought into planning the meeting with the incoming mayor, but said Trump's threats to block federal dollars from flowing to New York remained on the table. Mamdani said Thursday that he was not concerned about the president potentially trying to use the meeting to publicly embarrass him, and said he saw it as a chance to make his case, even while acknowledging many disagreements with the president. If the president does use the meeting as a public confrontation, Mamdani may be uniquely ready for it. It would be interesting, wouldn't it be? I'm telling you, dude, this meeting is going to be dope. He, like Trump, was a relative political outsider who rose to victory with a populist message that promised a break from the establishment, known for his savvy navigation of the spotlight and a distinctive use of social media. Mamdani, who lives in Queens, where Trump was raised, also has shown a cutthroat streak. During his campaign, he appeared to borrow from Trump's playbook when he noted during a televised debate with Cuomo that one of the women who had accused the former governor of SA was in the audience. Cuomo has denied wrongdoing. The moment evoked Trump's tactics before a debate with Democrat Hillary Clinton in 2016, when he appeared with accusers of her husband, former President Bill Clinton, who denied the accusations against him. Yeah, I knew the meeting was going to be a late start.
You see all those magazine covers in going like this?
You can hear them, they're saying it's delayed. Let's use this feed instead. The audio is way terrible, but it's fine. Was that, do you think Hassan has a shot caller for Mamdani? Zohran never had a job. Trump worked at McDonald's for all of 5 minutes, and you elected him. President, please sit down. I'm not a big Trump guy, but how can Trump be late to his own house when Mamdani's car isn't even there yet? Reminder, this meeting, apparently, it's not even confirmed that that there will be press allowed. But I mean, there should be. This is gonna be content. In the meantime, though, someone said a smackdown is incoming.
For our democracy.
Not only in our nation, but in the Constitution, and explicitly a nation where the highest promise above all
We'll put this on for right now.
is liberty and justice for all.
But these are protests. This is the protest that's happening in DC. What is it called? It's something like, forgot what this protest is called, but I can figure it out right now.
That are not here, right? This is an attack from the
Obviously, we know what they're protesting, though. They're protesting Trump.
every one of us. It's right here in Union Station. It's in our states.
Fall of Freedom protest or something like that.
We're seeing it every single day in our grocery stores, in our child care, in our health insurance or lack thereof. And we're seeing it in their actions trying to override the Constitution's guarantee of birthright citizenship, withholding congressionally approved funds, and trading cryptocurrency for political pardons. There's an attack on human rights in the United States and a blatant campaign of racism, discrimination that's thinly veiled in patriotism and nationalism. But we see through that propaganda for what it is, an attack on our rights pinpointed at the most vulnerable. There's a war being waged in our streets and in our neighborhoods from a paramilitary force called ICE. ICE is acting as a danger to every single person in the United States, not simply immigrants. And as much as they claim they target only criminals, they are a threat to every American citizen. And if you don't believe me, within the last 11 months in 2025 alone, 170 American citizens have been wrongfully detained and violently harassed. Previously, over a 5-year period, that number was 121, and now it's 170 in 11 months. The betrayal we're experiencing goes beyond borders. Look at Mohammed Ibrahim, a Floridian child who is imprisoned in Israeli prison, and our government's abandoned him.
Okay. I think they're all just getting ready and prepared because they know this is gonna be a big meeting. Someone said it is pretty stupid that they won't have open press for a meeting with the president of Rwanda, but won't do it for the mayor of New York. You know, an actual American city we care about. True. Damn, so it seems like there won't be any press inside the meeting. So I guess the meeting is fucking happening right now. Like they're meeting right now. This is why you see everyone outside. And why they have microphones set up out here. Because they're just meeting in there. And they're going to come out. Maybe say a few things. And then like that is it. That sucks balls. We can listen in on the protests that are happening there, though. Let's do that.
Punched people of color in the face as he stood in front of America and said back in the day that would not happen. Then January 6th happened. And I saw my own people, conservatives, people that called themselves patriots, people that grew up in the country. I seen them try to overthrow the very thing that they swore to protect. I seen Michael Fanone get beat by a flag that said Blue Lives Matter. Even then, I said nothing. No president has caused more damage. No president has divided Americans and families more than Donald Trump. He turned American against American, neighbor against neighbor, family against family. I don't even talk to my own fucking family. Now, I don't want to be here. I want to be home in my safe place in the world under a blanket with my wife and daughter. But we don't get that luxury anymore. We are living in one of the most historic moments in American history. A moment when leaders have to rise. And to those people that were afraid to speak out, I want you to hear this. We don't choose the moment. The moment chooses us. And as I look out in this crowd, I see veterans, I see leaders, I see future leaders, I see people that are going to fight hard to correct the course that this ship is on. Back towards sanity, decency, and democracy. Because in 16 years, when my daughter is 18 and her voice has been completely silenced, she's gonna look me in the eye and she's gonna ask, Dad, what did you do to stop this? What did you do to protect my voice? And if we don't speak out now, we are gonna have to look our children in the eye and tell them nothing. I did nothing. I'm tired. You're tired. But we have to dig deep, because this is when leaders are made. Doing nothing isn't an option. We must impeach, convict, remove. Thank you.
Extra value meals are back at McDonald's.
Fucking McDonald's, now I'm hungry.
So listen, this is a veterans rally, but people oftentimes forget that veterans, I know everybody says thank you for your service, and that's amazing. We appreciate the sentiment.
Veterans rally against Trump. That's what it is. We might have to, like, there's definitely going to be a transcript for this, but let's see. Let's put it back. Let's wait. See what happens. Today, New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani transition confirmed the mayor-elect will meet with Donald Trump in Washington on Friday, November 21st. Spokesperson, he says, as it is customary for an incoming mayoral administration, the mayor-elect plans to meet with the president in Washington to discuss public safety, economic security, and the affordability agenda that over 1 million New Yorkers voted for just 2 weeks ago. We have this right here. This was earlier.
How are you, sir? Brother, I can tell you all I've been thinking about. How are you, sir? Brother, I can tell you all I've been thinking about.
Are you worried that Trump is going to try to surprise you?
This was earlier, an hour ago.
How are you, sir?
Hour and a half ago when Mamdani arrived in DC. I won't lie, this is kind of dog shit if they're not gonna actually show us them meeting for the first time. Like that's just... that pisses me off, actually. That makes me so fucking upset, dude. See what Caroline Levitt has to say about the meeting.
Thank you, Caroline. Is there anything anything that Mayor-elect Mamdani could say tomorrow that would ease the president's concerns about his future leadership in New York?
Look, I don't want to speak for the president or get ahead of this meeting that we are currently working on tomorrow. As you saw, the president put out a statement tomorrow that the mayor-elect will be coming to the Oval Office, and so our teams are arranging those details. I won't get into the president's thinking on it. I think you'll all hear from him directly. I also think I will just add, it speaks volumes that tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House because that's who the Democrat Party elected as the mayor of the largest city in the country. I think it's very telling, but I also think it speaks to the fact that President Trump is willing to meet with anyone and talk to anyone and to try to do what's right on behalf of the American people, whether they live in blue states or red states or blue cities, in a city that's becoming much more left than I think this president ever anticipated in his many years of living in New York himself.
Well, okay. Shit. This is why we need to watch it live, man. But they've already met. They're already like mingling. Some bullshit. $28. YouTube, for some reason, it doesn't have people's usernames. It has like their fucking URL for me. See what mine looks like. Like, what does my username look like in chat? Ah, it's because I'm verified. I'm a cool motherfucker. Look at y'all noobs. Pick a real name. You pick a real name. Is that name? It's not right in chat. It doesn't look right. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me a sec, man. Gosh darn it. This meeting is just not gonna fucking happen, is it? Be right back.
everything else did. So everybody good on mic check? White balance. Mic check. Test. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll spin it around. Give me a minute. Mic check. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody good? We'll swing at 9 degrees. Oops.
What the hell is this guy doing? It's starting soon?
A little higher? Yeah. How about a little lower? A little higher. You good?
Oh, they're just
All right.
they're fixing that shit. Oh, here we go. Finally. We started. Let's go.
Thank you very much. We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them easily. And I congratulated him. And we talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. That anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York. And we've got them down, way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people, Walmart said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less than last year. So that's good for New York, good for everybody. But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have, hopefully, a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am, I will say. There's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Please.
I appreciated the meeting with the president, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America. We spoke about rent, we spoke about groceries, we spoke about utilities, we spoke about the different ways in which people are being pushed out, and I appreciated the time with the president, I appreciated the conversation. I look forward to working together to deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
Okay. Stephen Nelson from the New York Post. I've got a question for you and then also one for the mayor-elect. For you, you've referred to Mr. Mamdani as a communist. Could you describe why you feel that way? And also, will you do anything to stop him from arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu if he visits New York?
Well, we didn't discuss your second part of the question. And on your first part, I mean, he's got views that are a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I changed a lot. Changed a lot from when I first came to office. It's now quite a while ago. It's quite a while. My first term was great. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We're doing even better now. We're doing much better now than we did even the first term. And I can tell you some of my views have changed. And We had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he's going to be. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually, and some very liberal people. He won't surprise them because they already like him.
And Mr. Mamdani, it sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the President is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Mr. President, from MTV Lebanon.
Good.
I would like to ask you a question about the Middle East regarding
Sure.
you said that Hezbollah in Lebanon is not in a good position, and Lebanon now is the final unresolved after Gaza and Syria. Given your assessment, guys, what do you say for the Lebanese today if the independent state in Lebanon, and what is your next move to push toward disarmament?
Sure. Well, we are pushing for total disarmament of Hamas and, frankly, everybody else. And we actually have peace in the Middle East. As you know, the King of Saudi Arabia just left yesterday. We had some great meetings, and he's made a contribution toward the United States of more than $1 trillion. We have now over $20 trillion coming in. No country has ever had anything like that, not even close. If you go to 2 trillion or 1 trillion, it's a lot. We have 20 or $21 trillion. I think that Hezbollah has been a problem in Lebanon, big problem. We're working with Lebanon. We're working with everybody in the Middle East. That's another thing I think we have in common. We want to see peace in the Middle East, and we actually have now, for the first time, peace in the Middle East after 3,000 years. And now we're going to refine it, and I think you're going to see some very positive things happen.
There is a potential to invite the Lebanese president.
Oh, sure. Oh, I would do that, absolutely. And if the mayor would like to be here for that meeting, because I know he feels very strongly. I think you feel very, very strongly about peace in the Middle East. I think
we desperately want it, and that's something that I shared with the president, that when I spoke to New Yorkers who had voted for the president last November on Hillside Avenue and Fordham Road, I asked them why. I heard again and again 2 major reasons. One was that they wanted an end to forever wars. They wanted an end to the taxpayer dollars we had funding violations of human rights, and they wanted to address the cost of living crisis. And I appreciated the chance to discuss both of those things.
He said a lot of my voters actually voted for him, and I'm okay with that. I'll do that. I'll sign it. Give it to me. I'll sign it in a minute. That's pretty good.
Mr. President,
yeah, please.
You threatened to send federal troops to New York City. You both have differences when it comes to ICE agents in New York City. Mr. Mamdani, you called ICE a rogue government entity. I wonder how you reconcile your differences on both of those issues.
Well, I think we're going to work them out, and I think that if we have known murderers and known drug dealers and some very bad people, you know, we want to get them out. And the mayor wants to have peace. We discussed this at great length, actually, maybe more than anything else. He wants to have a safe New York. Ultimately, a safe New York is going to be a great New York. If it's not safe, no matter how well we do with pricing and with anything else, we can talk about anything you want. If you don't have safe streets, it's not going to be a success. So we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that if there are horrible people there, we want to get them out. I think he wants to get them out, maybe more than I do. So we'll work together. We discussed it.
ICE in New York soon?
Great length. Yes, please.
Yeah, 2 questions, if I may. One for you, Mr. President, from BBC in a second. But first of all, to the mayor-elect. You're both from different parts of the political spectrum. You're both populists, though. And I just wondered to what extent the president's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use inspired any part of your campaign.
Well, I actually told the president that, so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase in his numbers in New York City, that came back to the same issue: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of Con Ed, the cost of childcare. And too often politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about as opposed to listen. And when we spoke to those voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focused on that same cost of living, and that's where I am really looking forward to delivering for New Yorkers in partnership with the president on the affordability agenda.
And I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to work a little bit on getting the prices because, we've gotten fuel prices way down, but it hasn't shown up in Con Edison. And we're going to have to talk to them. If we're sending them fuel at a much lower price than it was a year ago, which is true, we have to get Con Edison to start lowering their rates.
Absolutely.
And if I may, last week you told me you were pushing ahead with your plans to sue BBC for up to $5 billion. You were going to speak to Prime Minister Starmer as well. Is there any progress or any updates on those issues?
Well, we get along very well with the Prime Minister. We made a deal with UK. I like him. He's a fine person. And, I think they have some big energy problems. They've got windmills all over the place. They're going to have to start using other methods because their energy is out of control. Talking about in the UK, it's out of control. And he's got that problem. He's got a big immigration problem, as you know, and he's got a big energy problem. And we talk about it. He's a good man. Prime Minister's a good man.
You had a chance to speak this week.
I haven't spoken this week.
Have you spoken to President Zelensky or do you intend to
Who?
President Zelensky about your plan? Are you going to meet with him?
I've spoken with their people. We have a plan. It's horrible what's happening. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I was president, and it's a shame. And I thought they should have acted quicker. But it's a cold winter, and a lot of the you talk about utilities, but a lot of the big energy-producing plants have been under attack, to put it mildly, to put it nicely. We have a way of getting peace, or we think we have a way of getting peace. He's going to have to approve it. Just so sad, so many people. Last month they lost 25,000 soldiers. This is something we haven't seen anything like this since the Second World War. And they're averaging 6,000 or 7,000 a week between the two of them, dead soldiers. And it goes on, and I think they're getting reasonably close, but I don't want to predict. I would have said that would have been one of my early ones. I did 8 peace deals of countries, including in India, Pakistan. You could even go, in fact, they're coming here in a week or two, go to the Congo and Rwanda. That was 10 million people dead, and we worked something out on that. But so many, and the one I thought would have been, for me, because I have a very good relationship with President Putin, I thought that would have been maybe quicker, but it does take 2 to tango. And now you just see all the death. And, it doesn't affect us other than the fact that we don't want to see all those people that really, it's on the other side of the ocean. It's a war that should have never happened. It did happen. I blame the person also sitting right behind this desk. This is a war that should have never happened, and it wouldn't have happened if I were president. But we're trying to save a lot of lives. They're losing 25,000 lives over the last short period of time. That's Ukrainian and Russian, and it's a shame.
What happens if President? I want to ask the mayor-elect about a House resolution just passed overwhelmingly to condemn socialism, including with 86 Democrats, all of House Dem leadership, and the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, despite his endorsement of you. What's your reaction to that?
I have to be honest with you, I focused very little on resolutions. Frankly, I've been focusing...
Socialism.
I understand. I think the focus is on the work at hand. I can tell you I am someone who is a democratic socialist. I've been very open about that. And I know there might be differences about ideology, but the place of agreement is the work that needs to be done to make New York City affordable. That's what I look forward to.
And I want to clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
It's easier.
Yes.
Just say yes.
And Mr. Zohran, I wanted to ask you also about this Ukraine Ukraine plan.
Yeah.
President Zelensky said today that his country would risk either giving up a partner or giving up its dignity. There's been criticism that this deal...
You mean he doesn't like it?
It's unclear. He was sort of
Well,
10 years
he'll have to like it, and if he doesn't like it, then, you know, they should just keep fighting, I guess, you
The
know.
suggestion that you made, though, was that if he doesn't accept it, that the U.S. would pull back its support for Ukraine. Is that
Well, at some
accurate?
point, he's going to have to accept something, you know. He hasn't accepted. You remember right in the Oval Office not so long ago, I said, you don't have the cards. Don't forget, I inherited this war. I would have never, this war never would have happened. I inherited this war. And I thought he should have made a deal a year ago, 2 years ago. The ultimate deal would have been if it never started. That would have been the good deal. That could have been done. He didn't have the right president.
Mr. President, cost of living is something that you and Mr. Mamdani seem to agree on.
Right.
Democrats have run New York City for a long time, Mr. Mamdani. Do you see Democrat policy specifically as being a problem? And I'd like that be a question that both of you could answer in New York City.
Look, I think that there are many things in our city where we have to own the responsibility of it, things that existed long before the president was the president. And those are also part of the message of our campaign, was to take on a broken politics of the past. And I ran against a number of candidates who represented different versions of that past. And what we found time and again is that working people were left behind in the politics of our city. And what we're looking to do is put those people right back at the heart of our politics so that we don't have a situation where we're in the wealthiest city in the history of the world, and yet 1 in 5 can't even afford $2.90 for a Metro card.
You know,
That
we
is
had
insane.
some interesting conversation, and some of his ideas really are the same ideas that I have. But a big thing on
Trump's trying to
cost,
take credit.
You know, the new word is affordability. Another word is just groceries. You know, it's sort of an old-fashioned word, but it's very accurate. And they're coming down high. They were, you know, we had, both of us, we had the highest inflation in the history of our country the last 4 years under the Biden administration. And we've got inflation down now to a normal number. It's going to go even a little bit lower than that. Katie, do you have something on it?
Mr. President, thank you so much. Mr. Mamdani often talks about New York City being covered by international law, that they will follow international law. Doesn't often talk about the U.S. Constitution. What is your response to that?
Well, I don't know what you're referring to in terms of it could be covered by international law, local law. It's covered by a lot of laws, but it's covered by U.S. law. Are you referring to anything in particular?
He just says that they're a city that endorses and enforces international law. Is that at odds with?
No, I don't know. Would you want to respond?
Yeah, I think what I've shared with the president is our desire to not only follow the laws of our own city, laws that protect New Yorkers, but also a desire for consistency in our politics across the board. And that's something that we've talked about and something that I know many New Yorkers want. We discussed ICE and New York City, and I spoke about how the laws that we have in New York City allow for New York City government to speak to the federal administration for about 170 serious crimes. The concerns that many New Yorkers have are around the enforcement of immigration laws on New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, and most recently we're talking about a mother and her 2 children, how this has very little to do with what that is.
What we did is we discussed crime. More than ICE per se, we discussed crime. And
I mean,
he doesn't want to see crime, and I don't want to see crime. And I have very little doubt that we're not going to get along on that issue. He wants to, and he said some things that were very interesting as to housing construction, and he wants to see houses go up. He wants to see a lot of houses created, a lot of apartments built, etc. And you know, we actually people would be shocked, but I want to see the same thing.
Mr. Mamdani, anti-Israel protesters.
Jack?
Mr. President, I want to know, one of the policies as well that Mayor-elect Mamdani talked a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to white-based communities and putting more taxes on white people. I also noticed that in your acceptance speech, you didn't mention anything about America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys had spoken about.
We focused on affordability. We focused on the cost of living crisis. What I will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the president and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is manageable to actually get through and not the cause of yet another weight that we see in our city.
To be clear, you're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear,
that's what you said.
No, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
Yeah.
Please, God.
He's pretty good. I kind of like him. I like Mamdani, actually.
Are you concerned about Jewish New Yorkers feeling welcome and safe in the city? And President Trump, you threatened to cut off federal funding to New York City. What policies would prompt you to do that? Would that be city-run grocery stores? Would it be something else?
Well, I think if we didn't get along, whether it's cut off or just make it a little bit difficult or not give as much, we want to see, I use the term, we don't want good money going after bad. And we don't want that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I did say that, subject to what policies are being set. We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built. He wants to see rents coming down, all things that I agree with. Now, we may disagree how we get there. The rent coming down, I think one of the things I really gleaned very much today, he'd like to see him come down, ideally, by building a lot of additional housing.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so do I. But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No, I don't expect. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, Dave de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous setback for the city. I think this mayor can do some things that are going to be really great.
Mr. President,
Okay, how about you? Go ahead, please.
You're a billionaire. You have a different address nowadays than you used to, but you used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would. Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. He may have different views, but in many ways, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea, because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on. Tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought, and when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me. And I felt very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying that. And, it just turned out to be a statistical truth. But, no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question for you, but a very quick one for
Please.
the mayor. Why did you fly here? Aren't trains greener?
I will use every form of transit, and I want to make sure that they're all affordable in New York City, and that's why making buses fast and free is a centerpiece of our campaign.
There is a bus that goes.
Well, but I know, but if he flew, that's a lot quicker too. He's working very hard. For him to be, that's a very long drive. I'll stick up for you. The plane takes you 30 minutes, and driving takes you a
And
long
Mr.
time.
President, I was wondering if you could clear up some confusion around a Washington Post report. There was this explosive report that the Coast Guard is no longer going to characterize swastikas and nooses as hate symbols. DHS called that a lie and fake news. Can you clear up?
I don't know anything about it. When was this written?
I think yesterday.
Well, look, the Coast Guard's an incredible group of people. I know them very well. We just ordered a lot of new Coast Guard cutters, beautiful, the most magnificent ship. They look like yachts with lots of guns on them. So I don't know. I haven't seen any report like that, but certainly we want them to remain a great force, and they are.
Mr. President, and you did a piece in all the 9 months around the world. I would like to ask Mr. Mamdani, you've accused the U.S. government of committing genocide in Gaza while President Trump was working on peace. Why that?
I've spoken about the Israeli government committing genocide, and I've spoken about our government funding it. And I shared with the president in our meeting about the concern that many New Yorkers have of wanting their tax dollars to go towards the benefit of New Yorkers and their ability to afford basic dignity. And what we see right now is we're in the 9th consecutive year of more than 100,000 school children being homeless in our city. And there's a desperate need not only for the following of human rights, but also the following through on the promises we've made New Yorkers. And I appreciated the meeting we had and the work that we can do.
Do you agree that President Trump did do a peace and worked hard to make the peace? Because he worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East and everywhere. Do you agree with that?
I appreciate all efforts towards peace, and I shared with President Trump that when I spoke to Trump voters on Hillside Avenue, including one of whom was a pharmacist that spoke about how President Trump's father actually went to that pharmacy not too far from Jamaica Estates, that people were tired of seeing our tax dollars fund endless wars. And I also believe that we have to follow through on the international human rights, and I know that still today those are being violated, and that continues to be work that has to be done no matter where we're speaking of.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. Do you view the mayor-elect as the true leader of the Democrat Party? And do you think Leader Schumer and Leader Jeffries, have to follow his lead?
Well, look, I hope they have great leaders. This is a man that right now I think is focused on New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him, but I really think he has a chance to do a great job. But I'll let you answer that. Do you consider yourself the leader of the Democrats? I think it's more appropriate for him.
I consider myself the next mayor of New York City, and I keep my horizons firmly on New York City, and I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused again on the 5 boroughs and whether New Yorkers could afford to live there.
By the way, being the mayor of New York City is a big deal.
Absolutely.
I always said, one of the things I would love to be someday is the mayor of New York City. Being the mayor of New York, and especially now, because I think you're at really a turning point, one way or the other. It could go great, or it can go in a different direction. And I think you really have a chance to make it great. I appreciate what you're saying.
Mr. President, you say you love New York City. Mr. Mamdani, does New York City love
The hand slap.
New York City loves a future that is affordable. And I can tell you that there were
You
more
can tell
New
Trump
Yorkers
likes
who
him,
voted for
dude.
President Trump in the most recent presidential election because of that focus on cost of living. And I'm looking forward to working together to deliver on that affordability agenda.
I got a lot of votes. One more. Go ahead. 1 or 2 more. Go ahead. I tell you, the press has eaten this thing up. I've had a lot of meetings with the heads of major countries. Nobody cared. This meeting that you people have gone crazy. Outside you have hundreds of people waiting. This is just a small little group. For some reason, the press has found this to be a very interesting meeting. The biggest people in the world, they come over from countries nobody cares. But they did care about this meeting, and it was a great meeting. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. President, I was going to ask you exactly that. Why do you think there's so much more, so much excitement around this than in some form?
Because I think he's different. All right? I think he's different. And that can be in a very positive way, but I think he's different than, your typical guy, runs, wins, becomes mayor maybe, and nothing exciting. Because he has a chance to really do something great for New York. New York is at a very critical point. And he does need the help of the federal government to really succeed, and we're going to be helping him. But he's different than, your average candidate. He came out of nowhere. I said he has a great campaign manager standing over there. He came out of nowhere. Would you start off at 1 or 2? And then I watched. I said, who is this guy? He was at 1, then he was at 3, then he was at 5, then he was at 9. Then he went up to 17. I said, that's getting a little bit interesting, right? And then all of a sudden he wins a primary that nobody expected he was going to win. It's a great tribute. I mean, it's an amazing thing that he did.
And I'll just add one thing to what the president said. Is one thing I also appreciated is in our meeting to appreciate a portrait of FDR and the incredible work that was done with the New Deal, and also in thinking about what it can look like when the federal government and New York City government work together to deliver on affordability. It can be transformative.
We have a great portrait of FDR that I found in the vaults that was missing for years. I found it, and I put it up. He's a Democrat, to the best of my knowledge. He's a Democrat. And when the mayor saw that portrait, he said, "Sir, do you mind if I have a picture taken by that portrait?" It's an amazing portrait. I hope the picture comes out good. But it's an amazing portrait in the cabinet room. So he's a big fan of the New Deal, I guess, and of FDR. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. You said that you both spoke about crime.
Yeah.
There are many police officers set to come off the rolls at the end of this year in New York City. Are you going to allow those police to be replaced with police officers, actual cops? And are you going to require that that happens? Would there be some consequence?
Well, I hope it happens, but again, that's going to be ultimately the mayor's decision.
What's your answer?
Is that I look forward to delivering public safety with the NYPD, and I've said over the course of our campaign that we have the number of police officers today. They are the ones that's budgeted about 35,000 headcount. And I think the key thing is that we have to make it easier for police to focus on police work, not ask them to respond to 200,000 mental health calls a year.
So is that a reduction from what you're at right now? Are you committing to maintaining the same level of cops?
I've committed over the course of the campaign to maintain the 35,000. That's the headcount that we had through the campaign.
And not replace them with caseworkers, social workers?
No, I've said that's the headcount that we want. What we need to do is make sure they can focus on serious crime.
And he just retained a great police commissioner, I believe, right?
Yes, we did. Commissioner Fish.
If the newspapers are correct.
That one they're correct about.
He retained, I think, somebody that is she's a good friend of some of the people in my family, of Ivanka, and they say she's really good, really competent, and he just retained her, so that's a good sign.
Are there still topics that you see us disagreeing on in the future, and do you think you'll have more meetings like this?
There will be topics that we disagree on. I think we'll probably come to a conclusion, and ultimately, he'll convince me, or I'll convince him. You know, it's for the good of New York. Ultimately, it's for the good of New York. I don't care about affiliations or parties or anything else. I want to see if this city could be unbelievable. If he could be a spectacular success, I'd be very happy.
Do you think you guys will meet more in the future?
Excuse me?
Do you think you'll meet again in the future? You know, throughout the administration?
I think we will. Yeah. I think we will. I hope we do. I enjoyed the meeting. We had a great meeting. Please.
Mr. President, Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't. But she's out there campaigning, and you know, you say things sometimes in a campaign.
Isn't that sort of
She's a very capable person, but you really have to ask her about that. But I don't particularly. I think I met with I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great. You know, when I came down to Washington initially, the city was so hot. It was doing great. We were having some telltale signs of problems. We had a mayor that was not doing a great job, but still, it was moving along. And it went bad. It really went, pretty bad. And I think it's been at lower points, but it went pretty bad. I think he can bring it back. Now the question is, will he bring it back all the way? Will he bring it back greater than ever before, which is, I guarantee, that's his wish. I think he wants to make it greater than ever before. And if he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Trump likes him. You can tell.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no, I care very deeply about Jewish safety, and I look forward to rooting out anti-Semitism across the 5 boroughs and protecting Jewish New Yorkers and every New Yorker who calls the city home.
Trump likes him. So, I mean, I like him too. You can tell that Trump, he just says shit. And whenever he actually meets the person, he's like, okay, they're cool. So it's all it's all theater. But yeah, it is what it is. Look at this mirror. God damn.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
Good question.
Press room. I wonder, are they going to do a press meeting after? No, those happened way earlier. Cool. All right, chat. Well, that was Trump and Mamdani meeting. I thought it was a cool meeting. It went exactly how I thought it would too, though. With Trump, Trump basically, you know, backpedaling all the shit he was saying. But I'm done for right now, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll be back later so we can stream some protests. I'm gonna go get some food. Peace out, y'all.